At Criteria, we think a lot about what works and what doesn't work when it comes to hiring people. For me, the root of the problem with modern hiring, the culprit that sabotages hiring most often, is that employers always insist on previous experience. It's an idea enshrined in the conventional wisdom about hiring, but it's misguided and often counterproductive. And we think it's the number one reason why the way we hire doesn't work well for employers or for candidates. There are two reasons that requiring experience is often a terrible idea. The first is it doesn't work very well, and the second is that it's really bad for diversity. Decades of research in organizational psychology by people who study workforce optimization show pretty definitively that the amount of experience a candidate has is a pretty poor predictor of job performance. It's what statisticians would call a weak signal. The research shows that things like cognitive ability, critical thinking, or problem solving are much better predictors, 2 to 3 times as predictive as the number of years of experience you have. So the first reason to stop demanding experience in your job postings is that for most roles, it won't help you identify candidates who are more likely to succeed. But the experience-based model for hiring is even more problematic if you're trying to build a diverse workforce. Putting experience requirements in job descriptions when you don't need to is totally antithetical to the goal of increasing diversity. Think about it. The challenge of diversity is to overcome history to build more diverse workforces than we had in the past. But if you insist on experience, you're doing exactly the opposite. You're actually modeling your workforce of the future off the workforce of the past, meaning your new workforce will look just like your old one, where historically underrepresented groups are still underrepresented. Because in the context of employment access, underrepresented means inexperienced. Given all this, why are experience requirements in almost every job description? Well, like most myths, there's a kernel of truth to this one. There are certainly exceptions to the rule that experience is overrated. It's very important in certain highly specialized roles, for example, brain surgeons or employment lawyers, or roles that require deep domain knowledge. But that's not really where hiring at scale happens. 80 to 90% of hires are in roles like sales or customer service or administrative roles. Think about even fields like software engineering, which is a specialized field, but one where the evidence shows that cognitive aptitude is a better long-term predictor than experience with a particular programming language that may be obsolete in 2 years. In most fields, we should be hiring not for experience, but for potential. So if you want to improve your hiring, look at your job postings for entry and mid-level roles and strip out the unnecessary experience requirements. You're still going to consider the relevancy of a candidate's experience later on in the process. But if you stop requiring it up front and focus on stronger talent signals, you'll broaden your available talent pool, you'll hire better, and you'll advance your diversity efforts too.